Okay, we are doing a Divine Masculine energy check-in. So specific to the masculine, we're going to check in on their thoughts, their feelings, and any intentions or actions that they have at this time. So let's get a card for each. Let's get a card for the Divine Masculine's thoughts. Their thoughts. We have the Hierophant for their thoughts. What about their feelings? For their feelings, we have the Emperor. And what about their intentions or actions? Okay, intentions or actions, we have the Devil. All right. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the Six of Swords. All right. So let's deep dive. Let's go into potentially the Divine Masculine's thoughts with the Hierophant card. Okay. Okay, so looking at the Divine Masculine and their thoughts, we have the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Devil. And noticeably, the Devil is also there in their intentions or actions. So when it comes to their thoughts, I think this masculine, I mean, I think it's one of those things where their thoughts are saying one thing, but their actions are doing another. So it feels like in their thoughts, they could be rebelling a little bit. There's a little bit of rebellion in the energy. Feels like they have all these forward thinking thoughts. Maybe they're having like passionate, creative, even impulsive ideas at this time. With the Devil, it kind of feels like these thoughts they have may not necessarily fall within the expected obligations that they have. Whatever this is they're thinking is not exactly aligned with what they're probably supposed to be doing, right? So that's kind of what we have in their thoughts. What about their feelings with the Emperor card? And again, that's kind of what I got initially when I saw the Emperor card for the feelings. It's a sense of feeling like they are in control of their feelings. A sense of them feeling like, well, I've handled it this long and I can go this far. And they feel quite, I don't know, successful, or like they've achieved what they needed to achieve when it comes to their feelings. But the thing about that is, feelings can't and shouldn't really be controlled, especially if it's intentional, if it's sincere, if it's in your best interest. You actually kind of trap yourself into something you probably don't want to be in because you confine your feelings to be a certain way. But this Emperor, this masculine right now is showing me, well, this is how I've been doing things and this is how it's worked out for me. And so I'm doing fine, right? I mean, if you were doing fine, you wouldn't be feeling rebellious in your mind. When you think about the things that you want to do, you should feel free to do it. But it's going to be a little hard to get to this masculine's, to get on a side where they would agree. There's a bit of stubbornness. Not necessarily that they don't listen to other people. I think it's more of just when they feel that they have things in place, or when they've figured something out, like that's the way it's going to be for them, right? I don't think they force their opinion on others. I don't get it. This is more controlled, like it's within themselves that they are able to control things. And so they feel like, well, I'm doing absolutely fine. My feelings are intact. I've been doing this for so long and it's okay. I'm doing fine. Okay, very, very stubborn. What about their intentions and actions with the Devil card, which kind of ties into what they're thinking? What is this? I guess in their head, they're a little rebellious because of what they want to do, which it looks like they want to maybe transition, change, or shift what their current path is. And that obviously would not agree with how they've been trying to maintain everything. I feel like intentionally, I don't know if they would take this necessary action, but it's one of those things where you want to do that, and you want to do it so much so that it might become a reality. It feels like this is a masculine that wants to leave something behind, and they think about that a lot. But I don't think they've ironed out the kinks. There's something here about the moon in reverse where these are the thoughts they have of what they would like to do, but they don't have it figured out, right? And obviously, you know, that's not really going to tie in, especially if they are in this energy of, well, I've been doing this for this long, and so I know how this goes. But obviously, you want to try something new. You don't know how that goes. It's something new. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for the masculine at this time. So let's clarify a little bit more. Okay. Thoughts? Feelings? Intentions, actions? Okay. And you know, that makes sense why we have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck, because there is an energy about moving on from something. So, to further clarify their thoughts, we have the pop-up card and the poison card. I think in their thoughts, when it does come to mind, whatever these thoughts are, it's like it's a seed that wants to grow that won't be allowed to grow. But it's already been kind of planted. It's already being fed. It's being watered. But the more that you keep something to yourself, the more that you keep the idea to yourself, right? This is going to be very toxic, because it is like trying to confine something that needs to be let out. So this masculine can't keep these thoughts to themselves forever. They're going to have to eventually grow into actual intention or action. With their feelings, we have the meeting and retaliation card. I think they think about how they can do this. Remember what we saw earlier, they don't necessarily know how they can make this happen, but I think when they do give it proper thought, they feel that if they were to actually discuss any kind of intention towards what they want to do, I think they feel like, no, it's just going to blow up in my face. If I do this, I'm going to be punished for it. It's not going to work out for me. So they don't see whatever they want to do, they don't see it as being something that's advantageous. Like they feel like it's not something that they can fully embrace, even though it's what they want. But they have thought about talking about it to probably the people concerned that would be affected by what they want to happen. But I can see why they wouldn't really want to pursue it. They don't have people that would understand what they are trying to accomplish. When their intentions and actions with the pressure cooker, insatiable card, it's again, like I said, it's going to come to a boiling point where when you want to do something and you try to stifle that down, it's going to burst. It's going to pop. It's going to explode, because it's like a plant that if you try to grow it, like if you try to grow a tree in a jar, right? I mean, that's pretty extreme, but I'm saying, if you tried to grow a tree in a jar, if that was possible, and if you could do that, that tree is not going to be kept within that jar. It is going to burst the jar apart. So that's just like an extreme example, but that's the imagery I'm trying to give you, because this is how this is looking like it's playing out. You cannot contain whatever this is. It's going to become something you, and especially when it's something you want, and the more that it's not being made available to you, the more that you want it, right? Like that's why we have the whole grass is greener on the other side and all these kinds of things, because it becomes even more enticing. So I mean, whether or not this masculine would recognize this, they should know it's going to come to a point where they're not going to be able to really hold this in any longer. It's going to be quite difficult to resist this, right? I'm trying to think. I feel like I want to get additional cards. Oh, wait. I know what I'm going to do. Let me just get a set of cards here that I usually use for situations. Situationally, what have we got going on? Right? This speaks volumes, really. So, you know, this masculine in their head, in their mind keeps saying, you should be grateful. You should be thankful. You have a gift. Whatever it is that the masculine has in their life, they should feel grateful for. They should feel like, oh, you have everything. You shouldn't want for more. So the mind keeps telling them this, right? And so in their feelings, they kind of feel like this thief energy, where they feel like they're being sneaky, that they're not honest. And to a sense, yeah, they're not really being truly honest. But I can see why they would be coming from that space. Intentions, actions, despair. I mean, it's going to get to the point where when you want something so much, it becomes everything you want, and everything else will look pale in comparison. And it makes you feel terrible because, again, you should be grateful. You actually have everything. Life is a gift. You should not be complaining. And it makes them feel like a fraud. It makes them feel like they're not somebody that deserves what they have. They don't appreciate what they have. And it just puts this masculine in a place of despair. Okay. You know, that's the thing. You know, other people will always examine other people's lives and think that they have a right to say or judge a person based on that, right? I mean, this is a situation for masculine where they probably want to make significant changes in their life, which obviously will affect other things, other people, okay? But you can't confine somebody to something that they no longer want to be a part of, right? And depending on the person, if they allow themselves to kind of be pushed into, bullied into believing that they have everything and should not want for more, what would you expect? How would this end up being? Because if we let ourselves be dictated by that thought that we should be grateful for what we have and not expect or yearn or want for more, nothing in this world would ever progress. Sometimes it takes significant change for something more valuable to come to life, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here in this dynamic. I think for guidance, I'm going to pull out the Archangel Michael deck. And let's get some guidance for this masculine. Guidance for their thoughts. Okay. Guidance for their feelings. That's apt, isn't it? Guidance for intentions and actions. Wow. I gotta say, these cards are pretty on point. So for their thoughts, it says, explore your options. Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose. Again, Life is meant to bring in options, alternatives, new paths, new beginnings, different directions. We're not meant to walk one straight line in life, right? And so the encouragement here is, if this masculine has these thoughts that they want to pursue, okay, they should be afforded the option to do so. They should be allowed to explore these options. Just a reminder, though, that if these options come with a consequence, the consequences should be accepted as well, okay? Now, when it comes to the feelings, it says, be gentle with yourself. Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. So, you know, obviously, like we said earlier, this masculine feels like this thief energy. And that's where that's coming from. And the guidance itself is saying, hey, be gentle with yourself. You're allowed to feel the way that you feel, okay? Sometimes the only person that can be compassionate is ourselves. Intentions and actions, romance angels are helping you. It says, dear guardian angels of my soulmate, thank you for preparing my soulmate and me for love, for giving us the motivation to make healthful life changes, and for arranging for us to meet. Thank you for helping us recognize each other and have the courage to say hello so that we can eventually delve into a truly intimate relationship. Again, this whole thing is because it's opening up a path for the masculine, right? To truly be allowed to feel what they feel, which is love for the feminine. And all of this is meant to be creating a path. Obviously, this is a path with so many blocks and stumbles and all of that. But that's what essentially this is, right? Last card, detach from the situation. Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachments to fear or drama so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. I guess this is basically just saying to trust. Trust, allow for things to happen. Be strong enough to pursue the things you want to pursue. Be brave enough to go on that new path that you obviously want to take and see where it leads you, right? So that's what we have as a check-in for the Divine Masculine, and we will do the Divine Feminine soon.